All right, everybody, welcome back to the Grass is Greener podcast. This is episode number 6, where I will be reviewing Glass Onion, a Knives Out mystery, which is the second installment of the Knives Out franchise, written and directed by Rian Johnson, starring Daniel Craig, Edward Norton, Kate Hudson, Catherine Hahn, Janelle Monáe, Jessica Henwick, Madeline Klein, and Leslie Odom Jr. So, another really good ensemble cast for the Knives Out franchise. So in the second installment, what you get is Daniel Craig, who returns as Benoit Blanc to help solve another murder mystery. This time it is on tech billionaire Miles Braun, played by Edward Norton, his private island in Greece, where he invites his friends to a murder mystery dinner party. So Miles Braun informs his dinner party guests that it's going to be a very difficult crime to solve, and it's going to take the entirety of the 3-day weekend that they're on this island. And then Daniel Craig proceeds to solve it very quickly, which puts it into his murder mystery dinner party and starts to unravel a much larger conspiracy among the dinner guests. So essentially, what you get is so it might be a little confusing to watch this movie in the beginning, mainly because it's going to contain some scenes where dialogue is just being observed and you can't really hear what's going on, or it's going to let you hear the dialogue, but it's missing some context, so you can tell there's something going on, but you don't really know what it is. So what you get is you're gonna see for about an hour of the runtime, probably you'll see the same movie twice, but you'll see it from different points of view and from different perspectives. So that's where it sort of lets you connect the dots, and it'll fill in the context you were missing on the first go round. So that's where it really lets the conspiracy among the cast members unravel. So some of the things that I liked about this movie is I really like how it's a similar storyline, but you see it in a much different. It's got a much more modern feel to it. So it's really nice to see the same thing done very well, but also in a different way, in a different setting. I really like that. You get another really good ensemble cast here. You get a couple of cameos by Ethan Hawke and also Hugh Grant. So that was kind of nice to see. I really like the curveball that you get thrown where Daniel Craig solves the dinner party murder very quickly. I was expecting it to be that I was expecting that to be the main plot of the movie, whereas the murder takes place during the party. Something goes wrong, someone ends up dead for real, but that didn't really happen like that. It's sort of I was sort of surprised, and that's when it reveals the larger uh, the larger conspiracy going on among everyone in attendance. There's a lot of really quick, funny, witty humor. Um, Very similar to the first. It really played off a lot of the Clue comparisons a bit more in this one. And overall, it's just a really fun movie to watch. It's a great theater experience. The aesthetic, I really like it. It looks really great on screen. Acting performances are all really good. Rian Johnson always seems to get the best out of all of his actors that are in his cast. I only have two minor gripes about it, and I'm not really going to knock it for that because it's more just my personal preference. It's not really anything to do with the movie itself. The one of the small things that I have is that I really just love the aesthetic of the first Knives Out, where you have the old school author and his money hungry family coming after all of his inheritance, and it's a localized who committed the murder. Let's get Benoit Blanc to solve it, and rather than the larger scale, there's a little bit higher stakes involved. The conspiracy cover up, but at the same time, I sort of appreciate the same thing done well on the larger scale without going overboard. So I'm sort of have some conflicting opinion on that, but I'm not gonna knock it. I think it was done very well, and the only other thing I can think of where I was a slightly negative thing is, which I'll say spoiler alert here, is so if you have not seen the movie, pause it and then come back. Is that I thought I had uncovered a plot hole when it's revealed that Janelle Monáe's character is murdered by Miles Braun, and then she shows up at the island. So and then you find out that everyone else was actually at the house as well after Miles Braun. So you can tell that there's some tension, there's something going on that you're just not aware of yet when Janelle Monáe shows up to go to the island, but it's just unclear what it is. So I was sort of just thinking, like, how is it that if Miles Braun witnessed her being, witnessed her death, how is it that he didn't, like, she shouldn't have been there? So how did she not know how did they not know that she was already dead? So the way that it's explained is that I guess they thought that they assumed she had survived it because it wasn't announced in the media yet. So I guess that's sort of how they explained it away. So I guess the only thing I could have think of is that I wish it was sort of a little more clever way of explaining that away, because it sort of seemed like a little bit of a cheap explanation, but I'm not really going to knock it too hard for that because it wasn't a plot hole. They did explain it. I kind of just wish it would have been a little bit cleaner, but I'm not going to knock it any points for that or my final grade. I'm still going to give it an A plus for my final grade. I didn't like it quite as much as the first one. The first Knives Out is probably a top 10 movie of all time for me, so this one isn't quite on that level, although it was very, very well done, very entertaining. Highly recommend everyone go see it. So that is going to do it for my review of Glass Onion and Knives Out Mystery. I have one announcement coming up for my for the show in the next few weeks. I have my episode 10 milestone coming up, so it's a big milestone in the Grass is Greener podcast. So what I'm going to be doing is a special episode. It's going to be the crappy movie contest is what I'm going to call it. So what this is going to consist of is if all the people that watch the show would comment of the worst movie you can ever think of and something you would like to see me review. So I'll compile all of the submissions in the comments, and I will draw one out of a fishbowl, out of a hat, whatever I happen to have handy, and that will be my episode number 10 review. So I'm going to review just the total trash junk movie. Sometimes those can be kind of fun to talk about. So I will be forced to watch it. So that's sort of I'm sort of putting myself out there a little bit, making myself a little vulnerable for having to watch a piece of junk movie like this. So this is episode 6. So for episodes 7, 8, 9, and then also this episode, put in the comments just a total trash movie that you would like to see me review, and that will be my episode number 10 review, and we'll see what happens. So thanks for watching, everybody. Make sure and hit the subscribe button. If you like this video, hit the like button. If you did not like this video, smash the dislike button twice. So thanks. We'll see you later.